Hello, everyone. This is group number 3. We're going to be covering our ensemble film project. I will be covering the introduction of this project. And when working with our group, our goal was to demonstrate our ability to appraise the concepts of small group communications. The film that we felt best represented this was Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame is a 2019 superhero Marvel film. It is produced by Marvel, obviously, and is also produced by Disney. We felt that these characters best represented this type of ensemble film. And we felt that the majority of them had the same amount of screen time. So, for example, some of the characters were Thor, Black Widow, Captain America, Bruce Banner, Tony Stark, and Ant-Man, which were some of the main characters. The directors of the movie were Joe Russo and Anthony Russo, which both made a combined of $2.789 million. This movie by far will be probably one of the best Marvel movies ever. Based off the film, members did use exclusive language such as we and us due to their team working together, obviously. So an example of that, of them using we and us, when Captain America says, quote, "This is the fight of our lives and we're going to win, whatever it takes." He also says that it's not about what we've lost, but it's about how much we have left, which is something Captain America says. They didn't want to leave no one out in this journey.
Hello, my name is Alayah Lozado. Just like Alex just said, for this film analysis assignment, we decided to watch Avengers Endgame. My contribution to my group was to summarize all the main events that took place. When watching this film together, we came to the agreement that it was a sci-fi action-packed film that takes place near the sea in modern day time. The structure of this film is an action-packed movie, which means it follows a structure guideline. For example, it starts off with an introduction leading to a rising action, climax, falling action, and then ends with a resolution, keeping us viewers interested, wanting to know more. After the tragic event that took place in Infinity War in 2018, the universe is in ruins due to the efforts of Thanos. The Avengers were able to recognize that the sacrifices must be made, and they're going to battle for the biggest battle that they have ever faced. Some symbols we noticed while watching the previous movie, Infinity War, was that the gauntlet was left-handed, and in Endgame, the stones are only ever used in the right hand. This symbolizes that Thanos is righting his wrongs. Endgame is a mediation on time, leaving us with a message that we should cherish the moments we have with our loved ones. An example of this is when Tony Stark quotes his father, "No amount of money ever bought a second of time," showing us that time will stop for no one.
Thanks, Alayah. My name is Luis, and I'll be covering the analysis. So we can break down the narrative into 3 acts. Act 1 is known as the setup, and this is where the group found cohesion and established a common goal. So we're introduced in a setting that's post-apocalyptic, and the characters are introduced here in a very gloomy mood. There was a prequel to this movie, and that's where most of the destruction happened. We're able to infer that throughout everyone's mood and details that you hear along the film. So the characters initially gather trying to defeat Thanos and retrieving the Infinity Stones to reverse his destruction. Upon finding him, they find out that he destroyed the stones, but they still kill him to avenge. After that, the characters they lost all hope and they go on their separate paths. Um, Here's when Ant-Man comes into the plot and he brings in the concept of time travel. So the characters start gathering and thinking of this as a possibility to go back in time and retrieve the stones. They try to gather their leader, Iron Man, but he's very wary as he nearly lost his life in the last battle. So they try seeking other help. They come across Hulk and they start collaborating. But fortunately, Iron Man is able to solve the problem of them figuring out how to time travel. And he comes back, joins their efforts, and they're a whole group united again. So now their common goal is established. They have to go back in time and retrieve the Infinity Stones. And here we transition to Act 2, which is a confrontation. Right here, we come across the problems, tensions, and personal goals of each characters. So the groups subdivide into subgroups, and they divide the work equally. Personal conflicts occur here. For example, Thor goes through his own issues and nearly puts the common goal at stake. Other groups are also collaborating and improvising. For example, in Iron Man and Captain America's group, they have to go back in time once again because they fail to retrieve the stone. They have to figure out how to go back in time because they're limited on time capsules. They're able to collab and figure out to go back in a certain setting, and we're successful in retrieving the stone. After all the groups unite with their stones, their common goal evolves once again, and Thanos comes back, unfortunately. So now the Avengers have to reestablish their common goal, which is to defeat him once again. Here we transition to Act 3, which is the resolution, and this is the ending of what we call the climax and the adjourning of the group. So Iron Man is the one to use the gauntlet and defeat Thanos, but he sacrifices himself doing so. This completes their common goal, but everyone is mourning the loss of him. And without a common goal, the group disbands. There's no more purpose of them being together, and everyone goes on their separate paths. So in this film, we clearly saw an Act 1, which is the setup, and Act 2, the confrontation, and Act 3, which was the resolution.
Thank you, Luis. My name is Patty, and I'll be covering conclusion. While watching the film, we noticed that characters use nonverbal and body language to communicate with each other. In fact, our body language helps us understand the character's emotions at any given time, while facial expression help us understand how well are we understanding their emotions. We noticed the characters in this film, after they fixed the problems that Thanos left in the movie Infinity War, they were very comfortable working with each other and being around them. We also noticed that they had a great communication skills, which were very helpful throughout the whole film. They also engaged in a lot of team talk. Whenever they had a problem, they would just listen and talk about it until it was fixed, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to do it. Characters display respect for whichever person was speaking, and someone will always give an ethical feedback. They had a great and collaborative work environment where at the end it gave tremendous results. In fact, communication is key to good success while working in groups. And in conclusion, when a group effectively engages in team talk, it promotes a good and collaborative and productive work environment.